Welcome back, everybody. This is Wednesday of the third week of Advent.
Thank you once again for being here. We truly appreciate your time that you give to us watching, journeying with us in Advent. You know, this is our journey and we're sharing it with you, and we thank you that you journey with us. And also thank you for all the comments. I love to read from you. I love to learn from you. So thank you.
We ask Jesus now in our personal prayer for good interior dispositions and for supernatural outlook, so that we may find him in the things around us, in nature itself, in suffering, in work, in what appears to be failure. Our own personal history is full of signs so that we do not mistake the way. What I love about this is that it's like God's fingerprints are everywhere in our life, but often we just don't notice it. And I think if we just take a moment and we step back and we look around, we will easily see how God is continuously at work. And I feel like it's not like he wants to keep this a secret from us. He wants to reveal himself to us in many different ways. And it's like as soon as I allow myself to begin to see things like as though Christ is working in my life, because he is, then I start seeing it and I just marvel at what he's done.
Can you think of an example?
Often little things like, oh wow, like I'll be looking for something. And I'll just maybe say a quick prayer to St. Anthony or something. And I feel like 99% of the time when I ask St. Anthony or I just say a little prayer, I always find that thing. Or, something will just be in the right place at the right time. And I'll just think, wow, I'm more organized than I thought I was. And it's like God is continuously helping me in this life all the time because he knows I need help.
I'll give you an example for me, recognizing God just in a simple way. Today, we were driving early in the morning, so the sun doesn't rise very early right now, does it?
No, it's like 9 a.m.
9 a.m. So we're driving. It was 9:15. We're on the road, and we turned down this overpass thing, and it just happened at the right angle. You could see the sunrise. Mm-hmm. And because we're moving fast and we're going down, it was only for 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I'm like, the sunrise. It was just immediately this joy to be able to see the sun, mm-hmm. and recognizing God's beauty in that. Mm-hmm.
And one little story that I find is really comical that just recently happened to our family. So the other day, it was our daughter's 9th birthday. And she said to me, Mom, can you order pizza for my birthday? And I said, no. I said, I'll make you some pizza. So then we just made some pizza at home.
And she loves Hawaiian pizza.
She loves Hawaiian pizza, so with ham and pineapple. And later that evening, the kids and I went to go see a high school production of Anne of Green Gables. It was really lovely. We get home, and as I pull up the driveway, I see something on our doorstep. And I look over, I'm like, what is that? And as we approach it, we notice that it's a box of pizza from Boston Pizza. And I'm like, that is so odd. And Ken was at home with the 2 little ones. And so Ken comes out and I'm like, did you see this on the doorstep? I'm like, and he grabs it. And then what does Christina say to you? She says, what if it's Hawaiian pizza?
Because we didn't order it.
No, we didn't order it.
It was just on our doorstep.
And so Ken opens it. And lo and behold, it's a Hawaiian pizza from a restaurant on our daughter's 9th birthday that we never ordered. And I just feel like God loves us so much that he cares for us, even in the smallest little details. And then we become the recipient of somebody's accidental drop-off delivery at the wrong address.
Yeah, I can only assume that it was somebody's skip the dishes order that mistakenly ended up on our doorstep, and we have no idea whose it was. And so there it is. It was sitting there for probably a couple hours.
Yeah, it was a little frozen, but that's okay. It doesn't matter.
But how God can use somebody else's mistake to be a blessing to you. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't believe it. We opened up that box and she's like, it's Hawaiian pizza.
I know.
And in that moment, I felt like, God is in this somehow. And it was really a beautiful moment. I don't think I could have ever rejoiced over Hawaiian pizza before like that.
To achieve this necessary interior purification, we need to practice constant mortification of the memory and the imagination. If we do this, we will be able to eliminate from our understanding those troublesome things that prevent us from carrying out God's will to the full.
Father Fernandez is talking about the need for constant mortification. And one area is our mind. Our memory and our imagination needs to be purified, because if we don't put discipline on our imagination and our memory, where our mind goes, we're going to go down the wrong road. And oftentimes people don't realize this. We don't realize we have to take discipline over our memories and our imagination. So I'm going to offer you 4 points on this. Number 1, sometimes we use our memory to delight in past sins. And so we may have gone to confession already, confess our sin knowing that it's wrong, so we won't do it again. But we revisit that situation in our mind, and sometimes we could delight in past sins or visit them in our mind. So there would be an example of we need to purify our mind and not let our mind go to past sins that we have confessed. So number 2, another way that we can purify, we got to watch, is past hurts. And so sometimes we allow our memory to go back to hurtful situations. And what we do there is key. Are we bringing up the situation and boiling in unforgiveness and resentment? The way that we can tell we're doing this a couple of ways is just rehearsing speeches in our mind directed at those in that circumstance back then. And we hold those people hostage. Now, forgiveness doesn't mean we deny what has happened. But what I'm talking about is reliving it in an angry way and getting revenge in our minds in these hurtful experiences. So are we revisiting memories in our mind? Are those memories keeping us awake at night too? It could be a sign of unforgiveness in our hearts, because when we truly forgive somebody, it doesn't mean we forget. It means that it gives God permission to heal our hearts and our memories. And it releases the person from the debt of pain they owe you. So that's what happens when we forgive a person. We release them from the debt of pain they owe us. And so if we're revisiting our memories, are we holding this debt against people? So check your memory. Are you doing that? Another way, sometimes we have to purify our imagination, because we become in our minds the hero of our own story. So we see the world, we see its problems, and we insert ourselves into the story, and we put on that Superman cape and think, you see, if people would just do what I think they should do, none of this would go haywire. So we become the hero of our own story. Jesus, last time I checked, is the only savior. So where is our imagination going? Maybe are we the hero in our minds regarding our family problems, the world problems, the church problems, the pandemic problems? Now, it doesn't mean that we ignore injustice, but are we making ourselves the savior in our imagination? So, and are you spending a lot of time doing that? If so, then we got to purify the imagination. We just have to take our mind off of that. And last one, number 4, daydreaming. Unbridled daydreaming, meaning that when we get ourselves into a little quiet space, do we just let our minds drift to wherever they want to go? Because if we do not rein in our daydreaming, it's going to typically go to unhealthy places. Again, it could go to the past. It could go to the hero of our own story. It could nurse those angry thoughts in the past. Other times it's just frivolous thinking. But every thought that is not given to Jesus is stolen from him. So we need to discipline our minds constantly to think about the good, the true, the beautiful, whatever is noble, whatever is right. Think about these things. And so just ask you, do you have your daydreaming under control, or is it controlling you?
It's a good point. I was just listening to this this homily, and this priest was talking about the souls in purgatory and how they said that every nanosecond of our life we will be held accountable for. So it's including our thoughts.
Friends, thanks for watching. Comment below. Share with us what stood out to you and why. Pray the rosary. And we will see you tomorrow.